Okay, welcome. This is part one of lesson 8.1, where we will be studying two-way frequency tables. It's the beginning of our statistics unit. Our content objective today, we will understand how categorical data for two categories can be summarized through working in groups. And our learning objectives, you will distinguish between quantitative data and categorical data. So let's talk about the differences between those. So when we talk about quantitative data in mathematics, quantitative data is any data that can be expressed with numerical measurement. Numerical measurement. That is quantitative data. Categorical data is any data that cannot be expressed using numbers. So, data that cannot be expressed using numbers. Typically, this will be descriptions of things, how things look, how things behave. Okay, so now let's look at a few examples. We want to state whether each word represents data that is categorical or quantitative in nature. Let's see, temperature. Can temperature be expressed numerically? Of course it can. We have degrees Celsius, degrees Fahrenheit. We could have like 30 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Weight. Weight is also quantitative. That can be a measurement. It could be in pounds or kilograms or grams, okay, or any other sort of weight measurement. Height. Height, also quantitative. We can measure ourselves in feet, inches, centimeters, millimeters, meters, okay? And then we get this last one, color. Color is categorical. It cannot be expressed using numbers. Instead, we would use descriptions like red, blue, green, yellow. So we know that these first three are all quantitative forms of data, and this last one is categorical, which is still important to us. But sometimes we might want to know, we might have colors like blue and green, and then we might want to measure how many things are those colors, which would then be quantitative. Okay, so next we're going to talk about two-way frequency table. Two-way frequency table is something that we use if data has two categorical values, then you can list the frequencies in a two-way frequency table. So let's write that down. If data has two categorical values, okay? So again, things like color or gender, so if data has two categorical values, then you can list the frequencies in a two-way frequency table. And when we talk about frequency, frequency is just how often something happens. So that's frequency, think of frequent, right? How frequent is it that an event occurs or comes up or can be counted, okay? So we're going to try the first two-way frequency table. It says Jenna asked some randomly selected students whether they preferred dogs, cats, or other pets. She also recorded the gender of each student. The results are shown in the two-way frequency table below. Each entry is the frequency of students who preferred a certain pet and are a certain gender. For instance, 8 girls prefer dogs as pets. Complete the table. So when we talk about, again, two categorical values, our two categories are, one, gender, which these are categorical, girl or boy. There's no numerical quantity that goes with that. And then the other category here is preferred pet, whether it's a dog, cat, or other. See, these are categories rather than numbers. But for each of these categories, girl, boy, or dog, cat, or other, there are actual quantities. So we can see here when Jenna asked these random students, out of all the girls she asked, 8 girls preferred dogs, 7 cats, and 1 other. And if we add these all up, we would get the total, which is going to be 16. So Jenna randomly selected and questioned 16 girls, and those 16 girls had various answers. For boys, 10 boys like dogs, 5 cats, 9 other, so that's a total of 24. So 24 boys liked those different things. But then we can also just look at these columns as well. 8 girls liked dogs, 10 boys liked dogs. Well, that's a total of 18 altogether. So 18 students liked dogs, 12 students, 7 plus 5, liked cats, and 10 students, 1 plus 9, preferred some other type of pet. And now we can count all of these up, and you can see 18 plus 12 plus 10 equals 40. But so does 16 plus 24. That also equals 40, because no matter which way we go, we're still getting the same quantity. In some cases, we're looking at what type of pet they prefer, these columns. Other times, we're looking at just the gender. So these numbers over here only tell us about how many of each gender there are, whereas these numbers tell us just how many of each pet preference there are. Okay? And we'll practice some more frequency tables in the next video.